What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. This is where I help you to achieve your physique goals and create a fit, strong and confident life. So today we're back in the gym, but don't worry if your gym still isn't open. The workouts that we're going to do today can be done from home. They only require one kettlebell or a dumbbell if you haven't got a kettlebell. And if you haven't got either of those, then you can use your gallon jug or any other weight that's just going to provide a little bit of extra resistance and something which is easy to hold. Today I'm going to show you two different circuits, each containing 3 movements. Now you can either combine both of the circuits and perform 3 rounds of each circuit, or you can just pick one of them and do between 4 or 6 circuits depending on your current fitness level. So each of today's circuits is going to have 3 movements, and one movement is going to be a compound movement, the second one is going to be glute focused, and the third one is going to be a plyometric movement. A compound movement is a movement that works multiple muscle groups. So for instance, a squat is a good example of a compound movement. And with a squat, you're going to work the glutes, the quads and the calves. It requires the movement of 3 different joints. So you're going to move your hip joints, your knees and your ankles, and therefore it's going to work all of your lower leg. So if we compare that to an isolation movement, I'll show you the difference. A good example of an isolation movement for the lower body would be leg extension. So the leg extension machine is where you sit down and then you extend the leg up like that. So you're only bending one joint, which is your knee, and therefore it's only going to target your quads. So a compound movement is the opposite of that. It moves a lot of different joints and targets a lot of different muscles. Incorporating compound moves are a great way to elevate your heart rate, really get you sweating. It's going to torch those calories and help you to burn fats. So the glute movement, why are we going to do a glute movement? Because we're always going to incorporate glutes into our workouts. Glutes is where your power comes from. If you've got good, powerful, strong glutes, the chances of you getting injured are significantly decreased. Building strong glutes is going to help support your lower back, and it's also going to prevent knee injuries from lifting or running. Even if you think you've got a big butt already, lifting will help to tone that muscle to create a firm base and a nice round shape. And if you have a flat butt, then building muscle will help to create more mass and just give you better aesthetics. Get it? Aesthetic. Never mind. Anyway, ladies, you have to build your butt. Don't argue with me. Trust me on this. Let's just do it. And then the third movement, plyometrics or jump training. We do these with the goal of increasing power and athleticism. So power is a combination of speed and strength. We are going to use them to improve your athletic performance, your strength and your endurance. And they're going to burn a ton of calories as well. We're going to use them as a burnout set. We're going to perform 1 minute and you're going to really chase that burn. Chase that burn and stick with it. Shout out to OJ, because that's not my line, it's his line. So let's stop procrastinating, read the writing on the wall, let's go get our sweat on. So for our first compound movement, we're going to do a goblet squat. So I'm going to hold the weight high up on my chest, and that's going to offset my balance a little bit so I can really push those hips back and down, keeping that back nice and flat. Usually I will come up and squeeze the glutes to the top, but in this case I want to keep the tension on the glutes and the hamstrings. So I'm not doing the full extension at the top, I'm going all the way up without that full extension. For our glute focused movement, we're going to do a Romanian deadlift. So with this, again, you're going to keep that weight super close to your legs on the way down. It's a hip hinge movement, so you're going to push those hips back. And again, you can see that I'm just keeping a little bit extra tension on the hamstrings and the glutes by pausing at the bottom. So just a half second, just to take the momentum out of the rep. Just makes it a little bit more challenging to push those hips forward and to keep that tension on the glutes. So again, we're not going to come all the way up. Quite often you'll see that I push the hips well forward and squeeze the glutes, but not today. For our plyometric movement in this circuit, we're going to do Bulgarian jump squats. So elevate one foot on a bench, and then as you do a little jump, make sure you're bending the knee and the ankle to absorb all that movement on landing. So I would do 30 seconds on each leg. This is going to really burn out your quads, your hamstring, your glute. You're going to also feel a nice stretch through the glute and hamstring on the leading leg and the front of the quad on the non-working leg. So for the compound movement, we are now going to do a sumo squat. So your feet do need to be slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and you're going to turn your toes out. And just remember that your knees need to also be pointing in the same direction as your toes. So right at the bottom of this squat, I'm really focusing on pushing those knees out. Now you can see that I'm doing a half rep. So I'm doing one full rep, and then we're going down halfway up, all the way down and all the way to the top. But again, we're keeping that time under tension. So I'm not going to push the hips forward and squeeze the glutes at the top. In this case, I'm just going all the way up without full extension. We are on to the glute focused movement, and we're going to do a single leg glute bridge. So my non-working leg in the air stays nice and still. That should just go up and down. The working leg is doing all the work. So you can see that my heel is on the ground and I'm just raising the toe a little bit, and I'm pushing straight up in the air, and I'm really squeezing that glute on that side. Plyo movement is a pulse squat into a jump. So I'm pulsing for 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a big jump up in the air. A nice explosive jump as high as I can. This bottom bit, the pulses will burn your quads a little bit, and then you're going to need the power from your hamstring and your glutes to propel yourself in the air. Make sure as you land that you're immediately going down into your squat. Avoid landing on a stiff leg. So straight down into your squat to absorb the movement. So I hope you enjoyed that workout, guys. Thank you for joining me today. If your gym is open, then with the exercises that use the weight, I encourage you really go for a challenging weight. Don't go too light. Pick up some heavy weight, really challenge yourself. If your gym still isn't open, then no worries. This workout is perfect for you. Just grab whatever weight you can and really push yourself with the reps. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that thumbs up, subscribe to see some more, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video. Thanks again, guys. See you next time. Mwah!